Hello, hello. How you guys doing? Today, we're getting back into some Sally Face. We started this on Thursday. We did episode 1 on Thursday, and I've since bought the season pass and downloaded it. And now we're gonna play episode 2. Hopefully, maybe we'll get through episode. Okay, so I had a look online. Episode 1 is like the shortest episode. It's like 40. It took us about 40 odd minutes to play it. The rest of the episodes are a bit longer, about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So we should be able to do like 1 or 2 episodes per stream. So yeah. You made chocolate chip cookies. I will check the Discord. But yeah, we're going to be playing more Sally Face today. So yeah, let me have a look. Those look so nice. Those look so nice. I would devour them immediately. But yeah. It's my first time making them. They look delicious. They look absolutely delicious. Those look amazing. I will let you let me. Okay. I would eat them if we didn't live on like 2 different continents. You can devour as much as you want. I will. But yeah, today we're gonna be playing more Sally Face. Like I said, the rest of the episodes, I don't look. Apparently, the rest of the episodes are like an hour and a half, or like up to 2 hours ish. Like an hour and a half to 2 hours ish each. So hopefully, we should get like 1 or 2 episodes done per stream. Maybe I'll only do like 1 episode per stream before we finish them. And then maybe we'll do 1 episode today, 2 episodes on next week's streams, and then an episode the week after, and then we can do some achievement hunting. So yeah, cause I had a look. I think I've only gotten like 60% of the achievements in episode 1. So yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be playing Sally Face for a little while. And my headphones are being a dick. So yeah, I really need to get some more. Okay. What have I done this weekend? Because usually we do a little story time before we get into the game. Oh yeah, I got new glasses. I think I said this last week, either Thursday or last week. But basically, my prescription has worsened. And basically, I went to when I first got glasses, like 2023, like mid to late. It was like July, August time when I got them. They told me that my prescription was 0.5, right? So I was like, cool. And then basically over here in the UK, you get at least with Specsavers, you get like a checkup appointment like every other year, every 2 years. So I mean, I was supposed to have it last year, and I got a letter literally like in November being like, hey, you need to book your eye test. But then the thing is, I was so busy in like November, December time, because work at that point, November and December, I was working all weekend, sometimes on Fridays as well, and then doing uni stuff like all week, and then it was Christmas, so I had no time to book my uni appointment, to book my eye appointment, to book my eye test, and I literally only just got, and then I kept putting it off, and then literally last week my dad was like, do you want me to book your eye test for you? And I was like, yeah, can you do that? So he booked it for Saturday just before I went into work. And apparently they lied to me. Specsavers lied to me, because apparently my prescription wasn't 0.5. It was -2, and it went down to -3. So yeah, I had to get new glasses. And I picked them up today. Yeah, I just got some like regular black frames. I think they're like a bit smaller than let me actually compare, because I have my old glasses here and they're a bit smaller. Oh, I do not want to go into the windows when you accidentally hit the Windows key. I think they're a bit smaller than, yeah, they're a bit smaller, they're a tiny bit smaller than my old glasses. But they're just regular black frames, nothing fancy. I'm -3.2 in the left eye. I think I'm kind of like a bit of a rarity, because I'm -3 in both eyes. I was actually talking to my mum, I think it was this morning or last week, after I had my eye test, and she's like two different prescriptions in both eyes as well. And she was like, I don't know many people that have, she said something along the lines of like, oh, I don't know many people that have like the same prescription in both eyes. Or she said like, oh, it's not too common to have like, she said something along the lines of that. So yeah, but yeah, I just basically have like tiny, like smaller black frames, basically the same I had previously. I think I'll post a picture on Instagram like tomorrow or like at some point next week. So yeah, I got new glasses, and then we had Greg's for lunch. I got a pepperoni pizza, because the only reason I got pizza was because, even though I do like the pizzas, I really wanted a sausage, bean and cheese pasty, and they were fucking out of those. They only had, I think the only ones they had in were like, the only things they had in at that moment, because it was like lunchtime. So they had to like, so obviously it's kind of on a Sunday, they were kind of out of a few things, and they had to like remake some stuff. I think the only things they had in were like the pizzas, sausage rolls. I think they had some steak bakes and some cheese and onions in, but I was like, well, I don't really fancy a steak bake, because even though I do, steak's okay, but like I would have steak if it was like, you know, if it was like between like, you know, if it was like the last thing at Greg's, I would probably go for a steak bake. But like, I'm just not big on steak, I'm gonna be so honest. And then I don't really like onion, so fuck cheese and onion is fucking shit. Cheese and onion, F it, fuck that. And then sausage roll, I do love a good sausage roll, but they're very flaky, so I was like, nah, so I got a pizza instead. So yeah. And then I don't think I have any stories from Friday on. And then yesterday I had work. Oh yeah, we're not gonna lie, all those sound pretty good to me. Yeah, the thing is, I do love cheese. I'm just not a big fan of onion. Steak bake, I've never actually tried a steak bake. I don't mind steak. Steak's alright. But like in terms of like meat, like chicken is like top tier, and then it would be like pig meats. Well, it would be like ham and bacon in like the second tier. Then it would be like ham and bacon and sausage and like pork sausage in the second tier. Then it would be like actual pork as like 2.5, 3, and then after pork it would probably be like steak. So yeah, steak is not like my first choice. So yeah, and again, I do love a good sausage roll. So yeah, yesterday I worked yesterday, and then last night I watched some Casualty. Really getting back into Casualty, and I think it was last week when I was ranting about how I think Stevie is like a bit too hard on Kim. Yeah, I take that back, because the thing is, like, I mean, sometimes she can be a little bit too hard, but like, you know, like Kim kind of needs someone to be Kim needs a Stevie, right? Because the thing is, Kim knows the stuff. Like, she knows how to be a doctor. She just doesn't have the confidence to be a doctor, right? Even though she's a resident, she doesn't have a lot of confidence in herself. So she's like, oh, what have I... So, like, she, like, freaks out in the situation, and Stevie's just there like, no, you got this. You know your shit. Fucking do it. You know, she's just, like, pushing her to do stuff. And I think, in one of the most recent episodes, there was, like... Basically, there was this grammar school, and the roof, like, part of the roof had collapsed in, like, these couple of classes. And so they were evacuating people, and this kid, like, had, like, I think this kid had, like, was, like, still in the building, and, like, he had been hit. And, like, I think he was having, like, trouble breathing or something. I don't remember. There was a lot of medical terms. I'm not a medical person. Kim and Stevie were at the scene. Usually it would have just been the, like, paramedics, but they needed, like, a few more people to help them out, so Kim and Stevie went to help them out. Well, originally it was just gonna be Stevie, but Kim was like, hey, can I go with you? Can I go with you, actually? And the doctor, who I don't remember his name, it's not Brian, it's like Byron or something, Dr. Byron or something. I don't like that. I just know it's the doctor I do not fucking like. I don't like that guy at all. But yeah, anyways, he was like, oh, Stevie, they need you at the grammar school, can you go? And then Kim was like, hey, can I go with you? And what's his name, Byron, whatever his name is, was like, it should be okay. I'll go ask whoever he needed to ask. And Kim went along. And I think what ended up happening was Teddy, or one of the paramedics, or some of the paramedics, had gone into the school, and, like, they were trying to find this kid. They found this kid, and Kim just went in, and he was, like, in a pretty, like, trapped enclosed space, and so there's no real room for, like, anyone else to come in and help, and, like, Kim had to, like, perform this procedure that she knows how to do. She literally said to Stevie, I know how to do it, I just can't do it. And Stevie was just like, no, you can do this, you know how to do it, so just fucking do it. So yeah, I think Kim and Stevie do mesh well together. I mean, Stevie can be a little bit too harsh with Kim, but overall they make a good team. I would say. So yeah. I'm really starting to come around on Stevie. Like, if you'd asked me last week, I would have said I don't really like her. But now it's just like I actually quite like Stevie. She's great. I think though one of my favorites has got to be Nicole. If you asked me like 6 years ago who my favorite would have been, it would have been Robin, and I do love Robin. It's just that, like, she's not in the show anymore. Because they, like, killed off. I don't think this is too much spoilers. Because it happened 3 years ago. But yeah, they killed off her character like 3 years ago. They killed off a bunch of characters like a few years ago, because I think there was like a car crash or something. I don't know. If you don't know, basically, I started watching Casualty when I was around 12, and then stopped watching it around 2019, 2020. It was around the time when Duffy, like, retired because she'd gotten diagnosed with dementia. It was like just before she died. So yeah, I didn't watch, and then I've only just started watching the newer seasons, like the post-COVID seasons. I do really enjoy the newer seasons. I kind of came in at a weird time though, because basically with Casualty seasons now, it's not like a traditional season. I think they have like these little like storylines that last like 15-20 episodes. Well, that's technically a season, but like it's I think it's kind of like, I don't know how it's different, but like it's like segmented differently than it was like pre-COVID. So I know the current one is called Learning Curves. I know the current storyline is called Learning Curves. And I started watching it like I started getting back into it within the last few episodes of the previous section. What was the? Let me have a look. Learning Curves Casualty. Yeah, they're called miniseries, and apparently it's got to have 12 episodes. Okay. Let me see. The miniseries within a season. Which one came before Learning Curves? This was. Oh, it literally says episodes 9 to 20 of series 40. Season 40. Supply. It comprises the second half of Supply and Demand. Okay, so I started watching it within the last couple episodes of Supply and Demand. So that was like a very weird time to that's like a very weird time to get into it, because it was like, well, it was like after they'd established after they'd established that like the morphine was like getting stolen, I think. It was like right when it was the episode where I think I started watching it on the episode where they accused Jacob of stealing the morphine and replacing it. I think they were replacing it with water or like something else. I'm not sure, but I was just like, I heard they were replacing it with like water or something, and like I was just like, how is that not killing the patients? Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but like, yeah. And it turns out it was spoilers if you haven't seen Supply and Demand, but apparently it was one of the like pharmacy technicians, one of the pharmacists, who was like swapping out all the morphine, which I feel like when I remember watching it, I feel like they should have like, it feels like they didn't place as, it felt like they placed like, it felt like they were harsher towards the paramedics than towards the pharmacists, because it was like, oh, the morphine, because I think they originally noticed it is that I think it was the paramedics that had initially noticed the morphine that was going, so like they were investigating all the paramedics and stuff, and then I think it was Stevie that was like one of the first people to notice that like the morphine was also like not working and like had been replaced actually in the hospital itself. So yeah, it feels like they didn't investigate it feels like they like didn't perform like as harsh of an investigation, I guess, or like as thorough of an investigation towards like the doctors and like the staff within the hospital. I mean, you could argue that it's like, oh, there's so many people, there's more people that work like within the hospital than there are paramedics, because the main paramedics we have, off the top of my head, we have Jacob, Ian, Jan, Indy, Teddy, and then there's like a few more paramedics that are like background characters. But those are the 5 that I can think of. That's like 5 people. But then within the hospital, you have the pharmacist that was actually guilty. I don't remember her name, but I think she was dating Nash, I think, or like had started going out with Nash. And then there's Nash himself. Stevie, which feels weird because like Stevie's last name is Nash, so it's like we got Nash and then Stevie Nash. But yeah, so you got the pharmacist, who I can't remember her name, Nash, Stevie, Dylan, the guy I don't like, Byron or whatever his name is. At this point, I think his name is Matty. Matty and Kim hadn't started yet. They're residents and they started in Learning Curve. And there's Faith. Rita is her name. She's the one that like she's like, I think she's a nurse. You mostly see her like within like the middle, like the reception desk of the like within the near the reception desk or the desk area of the nurse station, whatever it's called, of the emergency department. And then who else? Then there's Siobhan as well. There's so many people. There's just so many more people within the hospital, so I guess that's maybe why they didn't have much more harsh investigation. But it just felt like they were more like harsh. It felt like they were like treating Jacob, the potential suspect, more harshly than the actual suspects, even though she went to prison. It just felt like the tone of the show was treating Jacob more harshly than the pharmacist, which feels weird. It feels weird, but whatever. So yeah. But yeah, and then at this point, like, you kind of got Ngozi leaving. I have no opinions on Ngozi because I don't know her as a character, because I literally started on like the last few episodes of like on like the I literally started start of series 4, season 40, the last few episodes of Supply and Demand. So I never really got to know Ngozi as a character. We have had like one major scene of her since, and I think it's the most recent it's the episode. It was last week's episode, not this week's. I think it was last week's episode. Where it was the episode where the grammar school collapsed, and Nicole was off because she was picking up Ngozi from okay, this is spoilers for Learning Curve, but Ngozi is alive, and Nicole was picking up Ngozi from rehab, and apparently Nicole and Ngozi were like together with like a thing, and I was just like, because like again, I never got to know Ngozi as a character, so I never knew that her and Nicole were together, because the last few episodes of Supply and Demand were more focused on just Nicole, were like focused on Nicole and Ngozi as like separate characters, with focus on Nicole's like kind of like towards like I guess like the more closure of like closure and like towards the ending of like Nicole's kind of like storyline of her being like a foster kid, and her trying to find her birth mom, and then you got Ngozi's storyline of how like her son doesn't like it in England at all and wants to move back to Nigeria. But yeah, we do get scenes of them together, but I thought they were best mates. I didn't know they were together, and that's just like, yeah, it just feels awkward getting back into Casualty like right now, with like this new format. I should, at some point I should go back and rewatch watch all of Supply and Demand at some point. Maybe after I've finished Learning Curve, I'll go back and watch all of Supply and Demand. So yeah. But yeah, I really do enjoy Nicola's character though. I just don't really have any opinions on Ngozi because never really got to know her as a character. And then and then I really like Kim. She's great. And then Matty, I don't know how to feel about Matty. Yeah, he's I think his name is Matty anyways. He's the other resident that joined alongside Kim. I didn't really like him at the start because he reported the hospital to the CQC. But with like the last like 2 episodes, I don't know how to feel about him. I don't know my opinion of him. I don't know what my opinion on him is. But I do know as of like the most recent episode, I fucking hate what's his name? Dr. Byron, is it? Is his name Dr. Byron? I do not like him. I do not like him at all. Let me see. Casualty characters. Let me see. What was his name? His name is Rash. His name is Rash, not Nash. I've been calling him Nash this whole time. Why the fuck have I been calling him Nash this whole time, not Rash? And what's it? It's not even showing up here. Dr. Byron. Is his name Dr. Byron? Casualty. Flynn Byron. Yep. I don't like that guy. I hated that guy. I really like that. I don't like that guy. Which is ironic, seeing as though one of his kids literally has the same name as me. But yeah, I really don't like. I don't like Byron. Like before the most recent episode, I had no thoughts on him. I had no opinions on him because like we hadn't had a major thingy. We didn't really have like too many moments with him, I guess. Like the ones that I thought were like pretty like notable. But after this most recent episode, I don't like the guy. So yeah, and I think there's also Faith, who I don't really have too much of an opinion on yet because I feel like we haven't had too much of a storyline. Out of the episodes that I've watched, we haven't had like too much of a. It feels like I haven't really had a chance to like connect with Faith yet, as a character. Though in the next couple of episodes, after watching the most recent one, she'll probably have like a few big moments. I don't really want to do too many more spoilers, but yeah. So yeah, I think if you ask me the next couple of weeks, we'll see. So yeah, let's get into Sally Face.